hell. I don't need to
Yeah,
add to it.
yeah. What's ringing?
I'm back.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're back. You're back just in the nick of time, baby. In the nick
So
of time.
I have to show something. The other half comes tomorrow, but I'm prepping for the deployment of D feedback here shortly. I've been
Right.
working on getting it all together. I have the Scarlet, I have the license, and I'm involved in a top secret project regarding it. But
Top
I
secret
did buy
lab.
the
Oh,
TRS
there
to
you go.
female, and the other half of it comes tomorrow. $19 on Amazon, and it's already labeled with numbers and colors. It's
There you
very
go.
nice.
Yeah, we just got ours up and running yesterday. I got the computer the day before, and I've had everything else for a couple weeks. And the Seahawks are going to use it, I guess. Well, I
Yeah.
know this weekend. So Tim is going to use mine before I even get to. But we did get it
Awesome.
all operable, and the one thing that took a little doing, and I actually called Ken Newman.
There's a game mismatch.
Well, not so much that. It's you've got to start with the right preset that they load in the computer. And if you do that, everything will route with the Scarlet and all that stuff. If you don't start with their preset, then you can build it and save it your own way later. But
Right.
that
Yeah,
was our stumbling
what's
block.
I can't remember the name of that drop down, but
It's
yeah, it's a little tweaky to get in there and mess around with that.
do you have it in front of you?
I don't have it in front of me.
So it's performance,
Oh yeah, performances,
and
right.
then there'll be presets, and you want the DC blocking for mono. That's where you want to start. And there are a couple of other ones, but that's the one that kind of will default with the way the Scarlet is already kind of pre.
So, Kurt, if you get the whole thing from them, it should be all loaded and ready to go, right?
Well,
Yes,
the
but you've
idea?
got to make the Scarlet talk to the
Oh,
feedback, and you've got to make input one go to
you got
instance
to route it.
one, and then instance one has to go to
oh,
output one. Otherwise, so it's yes, it's mostly there, but it's very Windowsy too. It looks like a really old SoundWeb.
yeah, I thought
Yes,
that. I
it
thought when
does.
I looked at it, it looked an awful lot.
I wish the VST host had a little bit better GUI for when you
Yeah.
do need
And
to
you
look
can't
at it.
expand those windows. I mean, that's as
No.
big as they get. So it's a little bit difficult.
Oh, they're
there are
hard to see for us
there
old
are
guys.
meters.
They're
Well,
hard to see for anybody.
look, I'm going to be checking the meters.
Yeah, exactly. But
And the knee bone's connected to the
once
shin
we
bone.
got through that stumbling block, it was totally fine. And actually, I didn't get to use it yet on a mic, but I had some live track because we just needed signal. We just needed to verify the signal's getting in, it's getting through the process, it's getting out. We weren't trying to actually use it on a microphone, but I had a live recording that I was using. And when I brought the process up, it literally took away all the reverb and all the ambience and everything, and it sounded like a
Yeah.
dry recording all of a sudden. So
We
Really?
did it.
That's
not
so
at
good
all.
to-
It's not at all what you're supposed to do, but
We
it
did it
prove
at
to me that it was working.
Raymond James.
Wow.
Kurt. What we did at Raymond James, we did it from the two field mics. We didn't do it for the refs because they were scared. It was the last two games at Raymond James of the Bucks. They didn't win, so it was the last two games, and we took it right out of the wireless transmitters, right into the Scarlet.
So you
And
inserted
then-
it right there at the back of the mic receiver. Wow.
Right. And then they went out of that into Dante, and then into the Dante network. And in a stadium, so what? There's latency.
Yeah.
Fred can talk to this more, but
Stadium
if you
is
have
latency
latency
itself.
on a mic,
Not gonna matter.
not going to matter.
So you were pretty happy with it considering where you were?
It was stunning. I mean, it really was.
Oh my God, that's so
they
good
were
to
like
hear.
Going, shit, we should have put
I
it
would
on the refs' mics.
I would be hesitant to take it straight off the receiver because if it's on a defeatable insert on a channel strip, if it goes bad, you can make it go away quickly.
Yeah.
So I would.
I know.
Yeah.
We tested it for all during before the crowds let in, we were
If
out
you're
in the
using
field.
the certified deal though, Devin said that he ran it for a week and
we
it
were
never
using
deal.
we
So
Yeah,
we-
but you never know. I
I
did.
Yeah,
understand
you never know.
And if it's set for the nightly reboot, it's gonna
Yeah.
do itself every 24 hours.
here's the thing: is there's two outputs on at least on the receivers that they were using, and both of them were hooked up. All right, so each receiver has two outputs.
Yeah.
So they had both. So they the mobile, the stadium did the mobile to I don't know, Fred, you could explain it more on how it does it with broadcast than I can, but my understanding is that the stadium provided the outputs as like a submix for the stadium, and that and dual outputs went down to the live trucks. Is that how it happens when you were doing college football?
It depends. Sometimes the stadium just gives me an aux bus pre-fader. The signal comes into their desk, and they just give me an aux or a sub or whatever pre-fader. Or they'll take the output of the receiver at line level and mult it or DA it or whatever, and then send it down to the truck.
Right.
And then there were some teams in college football where the schools had fucked it up so bad over the past years that the league brought their own systems in and actually backfed to the schools. So the receivers, the output of the digital receiver, I don't know where the radios were, but they brought it over Cat5 or fiber or whatever down to the RIO panel. And then there were two outputs, and they took one of them back to the school. So they had it, and I took the other one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There's two things that have come to light for me on this. Well, one of them is that unless I'm mistaken, the license for multiple instances is capable of running more than 4.
Yes.
Capable of running as many as your machine will run. I was under the misconception that it was only limited to 4. So if your machine can run 5 or 6, you can run the 5 or 6.
Right.
Yeah, the license is per machine.
Right.
Yes, but there's the single channel one, single instance, and then it's marketed as the 4 instance, but it can do more than 4 if the machine can handle it.
Right. Sully's done 9, Kurt.
Yeah.
But
Isn't it
that
the
was
same
on a Waves live server.
Yeah, isn't it the same license regardless that the 1 versus 4 option is the computer and the interface, not the license?
Oh, that might be true. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's only one license.
Computer.
Yeah,
it's still based on the license is still based on the machine, the way Devin explains it in all of his videos. So it doesn't matter whether it's the 1 instance or the 4 instance, it's the same license. But if you want to take it to another machine, you just have to go through the transfer process. But
the license, the DRM on the license imprints to the CPU ID.
Which I have done because I downloaded the license to a NUC that I had.
Right. Now you got to uninstall.
I deactivated it, and then it didn't take the first time because when I was trying to reinstall it on the new machine, it wouldn't take. So I had to go in and reactivate and deactivate on the original machine. But this is part of the top secret project I'm involved in, and hopefully I will be
This is day 1 of my
stress testing
doing
it at home here pretty soon.
Another application that I think is not really that obvious, but just based on even the little experimenting I did with the pre-recorded live track, was this could be
noise reduction.
This could be really beneficial for the whole home studio world, because no matter, like, my room's pretty good, but there's people in these square bedrooms and stuff where it's all going to always sound boxy. So if you're doing anything with a live microphone, like a vocal or acoustic instruments or something, no matter what you do and how much you close mic and how good you are as a singer, you're gonna get the characteristic of the undesirable characteristics of the room you're in.
Yeah.
And if you can eliminate that and then place yourself in something like Ocean Way or Studio City, Sound City. I mean, I've got those. I'm not a huge fan of the whole plugin world, but I do have those and I do use them. It's definitely one of the first things I'm gonna try is I'm gonna cut some stuff in the room and then see what I can do about eliminating. Because if you do those plugins and you're in a your mom's basement bedroom, and then you put that into Ocean Way, you're still bringing the basement bedroom into Ocean Way.
Right,
But
right.
this could get rid of that as if you're in an ISO booth and then you have a much cleaner source to put into a virtual room modeler in a DAW. And I think
But
that could be game changing for people who don't have a good environment that they're working in.
I recorded a bunch of
exactly.
corporate voiceovers in my own personal studio one time. Well, okay, it was a hotel room at the Hilton of the Americas in Houston, Texas, but
I've done it in the janitor closet at the off of the Hilton Ballroom because the guy didn't want to do the VOs live. So we went in there with Studio One, an SM58 with a switch, and a little my interface that I use for Smart.
yeah.
We shut the door and there because there was people rolling carts around and stuff. So we shut the door
Well,
there.
the thing is in corporates, I record voiceovers if it's not my voice, which I used to do a lot. I'll record them sitting right in the ballroom, and as long as there's not, lifts going up and down or whatever, you can get away with murder with a dynamic microphone because when you play it back, you're playing it back in a ballroom full of people. Nobody can
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah, we do that too, but we had to go to the janitor closet because there was too much ambient noise. There were people catering,
yeah.
pulling trays.
You know what you need to do, Kurt? I've never heard anybody talk about this. Is record, process it like you've got a track, run it through, re-record that track, and then run that re-recorded track through it again a second time and see if it takes out any more or if it changes it.
That'll be interesting. I'm going to transfer function it too in Smart.
Actually, there was something along those lines, the waveforms that I believe it was Sully put them up.
Yeah,
where
he
did
ran
it.
one into the other
Yes, he
for Alice in Chains.
put them in series.
Yep. And he said what his comment was that it reduced all the, because Alice in Chains, the characteristics of the music and everything, it's very, very quiet. And you got a drummer, whacking away at like a orangutan waiting for his food on the drums behind him. And it said it really, really helped. It didn't eliminate it, but it dropped it down big time for him. Put him in series.
Looked pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
I want to run the transfer of it, but the problem is you can't use pink noise to make the transfer function because it'll reject the pink noise. So I got to find some sort of well-recorded speech.
It would be interesting, Kurt. You have that tasty lexicon that,
Yeah, that 960L.
Yep. Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice to extract that vocal, then bring it back in, and then bring that lexicon back in and say, hello.
Yeah,
Hello,
I'm definitely going to play with virtual rooms and with the lexicon and stuff once I get it back from Tim. So hopefully 2 weeks because the Seahawks need to win 2 games.
Yep, and they will. I think.
Now I know what the Seahawks is. I thought that was some anagram for something way above my pay grade, but evidently
I think the Seahawks are going to beat the Niners.
I think they were in the Jason and the Argonauts movie, but
yeah.
Well, Kittle got hurt.
The Seahawks. How did they get to be the Seahawks?
Well,
they had a write-in campaign 50 years ago, and people suggested the name. It's the Seattle Seahawks. It kind of makes sense, Jan. It's not a big stretch.
Yeah. So, important note, Jan, don't mess with Kurt about the Seahawks right now.
Oh, Seahawks. I thought you said Seahawks. Auxiliary. Oh, my God.
It's the third one.
Turn up your iPod Pro 3s now.
The AOX, the BOX, and the Seahawks.
Oh.
Nicely done.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, Patron sales came up after the last game, 49ers game, because Kittle
that's right, when he downed a whole bottle of
yeah. he got hurt and he downed a bottle of tequila in the in the locker room.
Well,
Oh,
have
Did
my
you know
goodness.
that Patron Tequila is owned by Seagram's? And
Yes.
Patron Tequila is, as of a few years ago when I did their meeting, Patron generates 25% of the revenue for Seagram's.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
thought that was an amazing fun fact.
Yep.
Well, there you go. You made the highlight reel for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was my goal. No, I didn't
Yeah.
have a goal. So I did
I
spend some
know.
time yesterday.
I keep looking at the highlight reels every week, and I'm like going, damn, I gotta I gotta step up my game to have something to pique Jan's interest here.
Yeah,
You
you're
know?
not like Bruce Fallis, man. I mean, Bruce is
Oh
getting
yeah, Bruce
he's
is
getting
like,
comments like,
whoa,
hey,
hey.
oh man, his comments are coming in like crazy right now, you know?
Like Wayne Sims doesn't have a chance.
No, Wayne Sims doesn't have a chance, you know?
I'm upside down.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
there. Wayne's there all the way from Australia, ladies and gentlemen.
So
And now that
I spent some time
Wayne's chipped
yesterday.
in, now
Yeah.
wait, 1 second, I got to say this.
Yeah.
Hey, everything you hear today is an opinion, so do your own research. But it reminded me when Wayne Sims said something. I said, I better clear this up for everybody.
So, Jan, everything's an opinion. I bought some apple juice I was listening to some music and I bought these little cans of apple juice and they're about that big, the little tiny ones, smaller than that cup.
Mhm.
Anyway, they
Well,
were
they
cheap.
better be. That's a huge cup.
Oh, no, that's not that big. But anyway, it's smaller than that. Anyway,
It's
here's
like a
piece of
C cup, man. I know a woman just like that.
Anyway, here's a piece of trivia. So I was sitting down listening to my music, and then I thought, oh, righty, I'll have 2 of these little cans. So I bought 4 of them. So I drank the first, and I don't drink alcohol very often. I drank the first one. They were bloody rocket fuel. By the time I got through the first one, which was only like, 2 mouthfuls, and then 10 minutes later was like, so I decided to drink the second one. Wow, I had to go to bed.
This was apple juice.
Apple juice.
Yeah.
And
Now, did you buy it out of the back of a truck or something like that? A guy's
I
truck?
bought it from the pub. I bought it from.
Oh, Australian apple juice. That's
Yes.
another matter.
But it was
Oh, that kind of.
Jan
But it
has
was-
a recipe for apple juice, but I think you're missing the key ingredient in yours.
Yes,
10%.
that's
It
true.
was 10% alcohol. It was. So,
So
it was this big in 2 drinks. But it must have had other hoo-has in it, because I tell you what, the hoo-has were messing with me. I tell you, it was,
Ishi. Get some of Jan's apple juice someday.
Did it have any lumps as it went down your throat?
nope.
Then it
No.
wasn't my apple juice.
Australian. The Australian version.
Yes, it was a Tasmanian version actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's even better. Oh my goodness.
Am I going to need an apple juice to English translation dictionary? Because I feel like some of this is passing me by.
No,
Well,
it's apple cider.
Oh.
So I've got a very interesting story. At least it is interesting to me, and it'll probably be interesting to you. And it'll explain so much about me when I tell you this story. But before I do, I have to say R.I.P. to Bob Weir. Bob
Yeah.
Weir, he passed away this week. And the Grateful Dead have a lot of meaning in my life. I've probably seen the Grateful Dead live more than any other band that I've ever seen. Except for the bands I worked with, of course, that I was on the road with or whatever. But so one time I was in New York at the Fillmore East, and I was sitting in the 5th row, and it was an interesting story. And I was seeing these guys drink some apple juice out of a big jug. And I said, "Hey, I'm really thirsty. Is it okay if I had some of your apple juice?" And I said, "Wow, this is good stuff," because I thought it was like, the kind like that had the pulp in it. But it turned out the guys, "Hey man, that's pure LSD you're drinking in that apple juice." And I can't tell you how many seeds went down my throat. And oh my God, I was tripping for like a week after that.
Ouch.
Oh, it was a good trip. was a good trip. In those days, everything was good when you were, 17, 18 years old. I didn't have any problems at that point in time. So, yeah.
Yeah. The Grateful
Yeah.
Dead were amazing. I saw them. I did see the big Wall of Sound in just outside of Columbus, Ohio. And then, about 5 years later, well, more than that, I was out with Aerosmith in '76, and in Hartford, Connecticut, Aerosmith opened for the Grateful Dead. They were the headliners, and it was an amalgamation of PAs. It was in the stadium there. It was all their gear and all our gear, and it was.
I saw Boston in that stadium.
Okay.
And like a week later, the snow caved in the roof.
Oh, okay.
Remember that?
Well,
Oh,
it
the
was.
Metrodome?
I mean, it was a great gig. But the one thing I remember is that their crew had a mission to dose every crew member of Aerosmith, and they did. It was the longest loadout that I can ever remember. Normally, we'd be out in 40 minutes. It took us 3 hours to get out. I mean, guys were like, I won't mention names, but you know how you're unplugging the stage box? They're looking at the connectors. And then, okay, you got to unplug. It was great. And that band, I was just blown away. They were so good. And yeah, Kurt, I know you've seen them many,
Over 120.
Yeah. But,
that's a lot of the reason I got into this. I got sucked into that whole universe and the technology, and I've been a Meyer fan since I was 15 years old. It's just the path was kind of set.
Well, they have the most amazing music. I think the Grateful Dead's music is just like it's exquisite. It'll last out through time.
It's
And if you were involved with that
electric chamber
band,
music.
yeah.
I have some pretty good memories of them. First of all, I've said this before on this podcast. I saw the Wall of Sound at RFK Stadium when they were working with the Allman Brothers, and it was just amazing. The Carlo sound was around the Wall of Sounds because that was the Allman Brothers PA, and then Clare Brothers had the delay towers in the back, and along the sides was the Allman Brothers C-Tech Vega PA. So there were 4 sound systems in the stadium,
and it all came together, right?
Oh, it was great. But my favorite memory of the Dead was not that show, but a show where I was not part of the production because I was hanging out with Dan Healy. But I was just enjoying the music, and I remember them spacing out, and the music is getting spacier and spacier, and it's kind of the point like, okay, like I'm not as spacey as this music is at this point. And then all of a sudden you could feel them starting to pull it together. And then the next thing you know, they were the most cohesive, tight, exciting band I had ever heard. And what that did to my brains was, without psychedelics, amazing. And I'll never forget that. Bam, they were so good when they pulled it together, and so spacey when they were spacey. There was nobody else like them. It was great.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that song might have been St. Stephen's, right, Kurt? Could I be right about that?
Well, it could have been anything. That in a concert like that, they would have these completely improvised avant-garde or jazz moments that 3 minutes later they're playing a country western song.
Right.
Yeah, every show was unique. Every show was unique.
Yep.
Yes, the recording section was amazing. To look at all the microphones on stands, and everybody was using the recording.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've never seen so many Nakamichi 550s and Nagras in my life.
The label, Warner Brothers, fought them tooth and nail for that. And they said, well, we know what we're doing. And it was a brilliant business move, because what happened with the advent of all of the cost-effective cassettes and stuff, is that the fact that they allowed people to record and that the show was different every time spread in the underground and college world like crazy. And within a couple of tours of that, they ended up with much larger audiences. And the real trick of it was the record labels thought, oh, no one will buy the record. But everybody who had the tapes also bought the record. So the
Yeah.
label completely misjudged what would happen.
And labels
yeah.
were well, policing all that. I remember, oh man,
Oh, they created such an underground following. People were trading tapes. It was like an amazing thing, absolutely amazing thing.
Yeah, that acted as a promotional wing,
Yep.
without them having to do anything. The people, the Deadheads, popularized the band by trading the tapes and turning on their friends at college or high school or whatever.
and
The band didn't have to lift a finger to do that.
and a lot of those live recordings are wow, I mean,
Well, Healy knew what he was doing. The whole
Yeah.
mix thing with the time-aligned console and room mics.
Yeah.
You get your hands on some of that stuff from the mid to late 80s and early
Yeah.
90s. It's unbelievably good sounding.
yeah. Yeah.
The one thing that the Grateful Dead did in their following is that before any other band, they would sell out shows without the promoter taking one ad out in public
Oh,
media.
yeah.
Not an ad, nothing. It was all by the fan club. They would sell every ticket
Yeah.
and then some.
There's a great thing when I was very, very early in 1971, the Grateful Dead played the Columbus Agora. And, it was a big stretch for Hank Lacani, for those people in the Midwest. Hank Lacani had the Agora ballrooms. It was a buck to get in. And there was a guy, there were people coming in from everywhere. There was lines for that clogged up High Street in Columbus, Ohio. And, Hank Lacani was the promoter. He was like freaked out, and he went down to the to the ticket booth there, and he recalls there was this guy who came from Colorado to Columbus, Ohio, to see the band, and he paid in stacks of quarters to see the band. And there were people who were coming in with silver dollars.
Stacks, you mean 4?
Yeah.
If it was $1?
Yeah. But, 2, it was him and his girlfriend. So it was 8 quarters to play, to be the band. And they did 4 shows. And I was working for, that was when I first started with the Agora, and there was Gray Ingram and myself. They brought in their console, and they used our house PA, and they used halfway up the hall and in the balcony. They did early. I don't know if it was delayed or at that time or not, but it sounded to me at that time like it was all in time. But and it was just amazing. And people, just slept in their cars for the next show the next day, and they came in and saw that. That was just incredible.
They did have some of the very first eventide delays ever produced, and
that could very well be.
Jim Furman was in deep with those guys and the Alembic guys, so I wouldn't doubt that they would have been maybe the very first people to ever do delay stacks.
Yeah,
I know they were at Watkins Glen. They were the first to do large scale delay stacks there.
And who opened up for them? Gentle Giant. I don't know if any of y'all know the prog rock.
Not at Watkins Glen, they didn't.
No, not at Watkins Glen. No, at the Columbus Agora. Gentle Giant opened for them. So this is 1970, 1971.
I guess I'm going to have to go do some homework, because I never really got into the Dead that much.
It was.
Oh, they're an amazing band.
Yeah.
And they were responsible for a massive amount of what happens in live audio today.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm not discounting their impact. I'm just
Right.
saying that it was never.
And
You're
You and me,
72.
Wayne. Didn't really listen to the Dead either.
Europe
The
I was, a,
72. Start
I was a
there.
Led Zeppelin guy.
The albums never did them justice. You had to see a
Right.
live show.
Yeah.
I could see listening to the albums and going, what's the big deal?
yeah,
It was the
Yeah.
live shows that really made them take off.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
I'll have to visit them on YouTube and see if I can find the Holy
There's
Grail.
tons of it. There's tons of it.
Well,
The 80s
but-
and 90s the 80s were absolutely stellar. They're
yeah,
very tight.
Yeah.
It's, there's I would start there, and if you're more adventurous, that's
At one point they had a residency in New York City. They were there for months. And I don't remember where, maybe the Hammerstein Ballroom or one of those places. But they were just in New York for weeks and
we
weeks. And
played
weeks.
Madison Square Garden for several weeks, a couple
Is
of
that
times.
what it was? It was the Garden?
Yeah.
I think this was before that because it was more than a couple of weeks.
Well, it would have been one of the Fillmores then.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it was more like the Beacon or one of those places.
Depends on
Well,
the years. If it was
Bill
the 70s,
Graham
Well,
was involved with
I'm
that.
sure it's written down somewhere. Their entire
Yeah.
history is written down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and,
Yeah.
and then some.
Back then, I was definitely a Zeppelin, Tommy Bolin. When I went off the Fusion train, it was all about Return to Forever and
yeah.
Mahavishnu Orchestra. Like
John
when Return to
LeConte,
Forever
maybe?
became after when they got to Romantic Warrior, when he expanded the band from the 4-piece with Di Meola and everything, I kind of
Billy
lost a little
Cobham and
interest.
Alfonso Johnson were in his solo band, Bob Weir's solo band in the mid 80s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
Because
made a
Cobham,
really great record called Bobby and the Midnights. And it's fabulous. Trying to
Yeah.
find
Yeah, because there was one I pulled out. I play it once in a while. It was I was really big into Tommy Bolin. Saw him a few times before he passed, and he did Spectrum with Billy Cobham.
Right.
With the song Stratus, which is incredible. Hear Leland Sklar talk about that one, and then he did an album called, I think it was Mind Games or something like that, with Alphonse Mouzon. That was another jazz fusion-y thing that was really incredible.
Yeah, for me, I drifted off into the King Crimson era, and I like those bands. And I was lucky enough that King Crimson played the Agora, and also Genesis Lamb Lies Down played the Agora, and I was right there. That was my formative years of learning how to mix and learning how to place mics and
Smoking a lot of pot in those days, I'll bet.
Nope.
Early 80s, I was a Lee Ritenour, Jean-Luc Ponty, Stanley Clark kind of a guy.
Yeah. Well, when I worked for Maynard Ferguson, he did 2 albums when I was with him, and the first one was called Hollywood. It was basically done by Stanley Clark.
Oh,
He did
wow.
all the stuff, and then we went down. Christmas of '81, went down, and Maynard recorded the horn part. So Stanley came to see us at the Bottom Line in New York, and had it been a big Return to Forever, I made a point of going over to his table and shaking his hand. And that guy was so freaky because his hands are not that much different in size than mine, but his fingers were twice as long as mine. I mean, it was like you get a grip and his fingers go around your hand 3 times.
Wow.
He was a great bass player.
Hey, Kurt, I just looked up Bobby and the Midnights on Amazon, and I can buy the audio CD for the mere cost of $1,999.
Oh, jeez.
that.
How could that
Seems
be?
odd. I mean, it wasn't in huge release, but it should be fine. It was on Arista. Don't get the second one. You got to get the first one. The second one kind of sucks.
I don't know the difference. This one doesn't say which it is.
Are you going to buy a record for $1,000? Are you kidding?
No, are you kidding me?
And what turntable would you play it on?
I'll find the files and send them to you.
For $1,000, you wouldn't play it at all. You just look at it.
You just look at it. You hang it on the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny. I still have some of my collector albums that I'll probably never ever play because they're not even opened.
I have a
Yeah.
Frank Zappa set, Beat the Boots, that I've never opened.
I have a full set, and you guys are gonna laugh, but I'll tell you. Remember the Monkees when they were right? I have a full set of Monkees albums unopened, and I have both Blues Image albums unopened, which I loved. Ride Captain Ride was one of my favorite songs. And I have Growing Up in Hollywood Town, which is a Sheffield half-speed master, which a bunch of really hot studio cats played on. It's a box set that I never opened. I have one that's opened and one that's not. And I have an assortment of collector albums that are unopened that sit in a bookcase probably forever and ever, and I'll probably leave to my kid that one day when I climb the big staircase.
Yeah. And
So
he'll
my-
just get it. Say, hey, I wonder why my dad never opened these records.
Yeah,
Let me open
really?
them up
Oh,
and play 'em.
My stepmother had to move out of the house and into an assisted facility, so we were down there cleaning out the house so that my brother can sell it and everything. And they happened to have the copy,
Oh my
a full
goodness.
album of Maynard Ferguson's Hollywood
Hold
album,
it.
What
Hold
a
it up again.
great
Hold it up
cover.
again.
and there's Stanley.
Hold on. Hold it up again. And then, because when you're talking, if someone else is talking over, they pull
Okay.
the
Is
image
that
from
the
it.
original
So hold it
cover
up
or is that a
again. I
half
wanna-
speed?
No, this is
Let
the
me
original
spotlight this for
album.
everyone. Go ahead. There you go.
Wow. Isn't
So
that
there's the
great?
back, and my name is on there somewhere.
Is it?
And
The
then
front's great.
this is the front.
Wow. Isn't
And
that cool?
I wouldn't say that this is it's kind of poppy. The other album that Maynard did when I worked for him was called Storm, and that was actually done at Ocean Way, live to digital 2-track in 2 days. This is early 1982. And there was a great version of Sesame Street that the baritone flute piccolo player Dennis de Blasio arranged. And years later, I was doing PBS, basically their national affiliates meetings, and every day I would make sure that I played that version of Sesame Street in the PBS meetings.
Did anybody say anything?
A couple of times.
Couple times? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. So I
That is
remember
funny.
one certain walk-in tune that you played, and the first thing you did was run over to my room and tell me what you played. It was at the psychiatric conference
Oh, that was Walkout.
or walkout music. Yeah.
It was that I'm coming to take you away.
No, it was it was even better than that. You're not
We were-
going to believe it when he tells you.
We were doing a pharmaceutical meeting, and the drug that they had, or the two drugs or whatever, were mental health related. I don't know what they did. And so the guys on headset
great.
from the video department, Marcus Irwin, decided that they would egg me on to play as Walkout Crazy Train.
So he did.
So I did. And what was funny about it was the assistant to the CEO of that division was a little annoyed because he thought that we were making fun of the CEO.
Right.
It completely blew past him that we were making fun of mental health drugs in general.
Yeah.
And
But
and
how
so
perfect is that, man?
my boss, Jim, came up to me afterwards and he said,
You have
he had
big
the best
balls.
line. He
Don't do
goes,
that again.
no, he said, maybe don't do that again.
Yeah.
I thought you guys would appreciate that, man. I just oh
How
my
funny.
god. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. It's great.
Yep.
The first one, though,
Yeah.
would have been better. They're coming to take me away.
Yeah, that
Well,
would have
yeah,
been funny
That would have
too.
been
Yeah.
a good one.
Thank God
Day-
it's
day-
past
day
the
two
statute of
walkout.
limitations.
Yeah.
You're free now. It's past the statute of limitations.
God, Wayne, that must have been a long time ago, huh?
Yeah, it was a while back.
Wow.
Somebody else was telling me they were doing a show one time, and the CEO was, they had this big meeting, and the CEO was like firing half the audience, and somehow
PeopleSoft.
no, well, it wasn't PeopleSoft, but it was one that I didn't attend. But apparently, somehow on video, they managed to switch to either a graphic or video of flames behind the CEO as he was acting
Yeah.
half the crowd.
So I've got a good one. This didn't happen to me. It happened to a friend of mine, but he was doing
Yes, it did. Of course, it was a
no,
friend.
it wasn't
Yeah,
me,
good
but
friend.
it was a friend. And so he was doing a corporate, and it was like
Asking
day
for a
2,
friend.
day 3 of just, Charlie Brown's teacher up there at the lectern mic. And he had just bought like the brand new ZZ Top record, this is probably the mid 80s, and decides that he's had enough of listening to these guys talk about, financial planning or whatever it was, and he puts it into the CD player and he PFLs the channel
But it's not.
to go to his headphones. And he puts on the headphones and decides to check out the new ZZ Top record. And he's sitting back there at tech with his eyes shut and the headphones on. And the way he
It's
described it
live.
was great. He goes, God, the bass response of these headphones is amazing. I can't. And he opens his eyes after a minute, and like everyone is turned around looking at him all at the rounds. And the presenter is just standing there with his arms folded, just like not saying a word. And he takes the headphones off and he hears the ZZ Top track coming through the PA.
Oh,
That's
man.
called, you know what
Oops.
that's called, Kurt? That's a
Stay on the
resume
job.
generating event.
Yeah. He went on to do some good stuff, but I'm glad that never happened to me. I've never tried to PFL something that had nothing to do with the show. That's for sure.
I would get
Oh,
so
so
paranoid
many
if I wanted to
stories.
PFL anything that I would like reach up and turn the channel off.
Yeah, a lot of
Before I
times
would
I
even
turn the
PFL
channel
it.
off when I cue
just like
something up. Yeah.
couldn't
I don't know how
accidentally-
he'd managed to still route it to the PA. It was analog, so he just had something double assigned or who knows what.
Yeah. Wow.
Coming in a 2-track return or something.
Yeah, I don't know. How
Well,
many-
he must have been pretty high at the time if he couldn't realize that the sound was coming from the PA rather
Well,
than
he had
from
the headphones
headset.
on. He got maybe halfway through the song and was
Isn't
like,
it- what
headphones
was the
are
name
great.
of that? What was the name of that button? I used to call it the job button.
Solo in place.
PFL or
Oh,
something.
solo in place.
Yeah,
Oh
with
my
the big
All in
cover
place.
on it.
Yeah, that's the job button. You hit that and you lose your job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like. Solo in place. SIP.
Yeah. Yeah. Solo in place. Yeah.
Well, the Midas. I just bought an H3000 and it's got that with the plastic cover on it. So you can't touch
Yeah.
it unless you really mean to.
Right.
I don't think I've ever actually pushed it.
Yeah, I didn't in a live show, even for sound
No, like
checks
not
and
even
stuff,
in
but in a studio
never,
I have.
never.
but
It's a
not-
studio effect.
It's a studio thing. Yeah.
I've never
So
pushed it.
why would you use it in the first place? What would be the purpose of it?
The
Well,
purpose would be is if you wanted to solo something to listen to it to the exclusion of everything else,
In the speakers.
like to check whatever it was,
Kick drum. Yeah.
it would just override everything so that you would listen to that.
It
And
mutes the
it's studio.
console except that channel.
What's the difference between that and a solo, though? You're still only
Well,
listening to the
solo
channel.
only comes up in your headphones, but
No.
Solo in
Well,
place.
it-
Solo in place kills the PA and only puts in it what you soloed. So you're in the studio, the band is playing, and you're recording tracks, but you need to listen to the snare, and you hit the snare and solo in place, and that's all you get. And
Well, it
then-
depends on how it's integrated.
No, but the solo in place. would
What's
be-
driving the PA? If you're driving it from a matrix, solo in place ain't going to help you.
it overrides it.
If the matrix is derived from the left-right master, it overrides everything in the left-right master except
Correct.
the thing you have soloed.
Correct.
Whereas if you're PFLing, it's going to go to your headphones or your near field speaker because it's going to, that doesn't affect what's the content of the left-right bus. This actually replaces the left-right mix bus.
Well, unless you
With that
have
one
PFL to monitor or whatever it is. 'Cause I know on the cow rack I have to turn that if I don't have other speakers in the room, then I have to turn that on. It's the only way for me to PFL because
The
I don't
cow
have
racks
I don't have
are-
headphones.
Yeah.
But a lot of consoles are that way. You can PFL to your monitors or you can have a separate output.
The best advice is to just never push that button.
yeah.
Never. Well, that's why it's under a plastic
Exactly.
cover.
That's right. The job
That's
button.
right. That's the
Hit the wrong
resume
button, lose your
generating
job.
event button.
Yes. So why did they put it on a console? Why would they need it?
For studio work.
For studio work,
yeah,
that
studio
wasn't
stuff.
explained to me. The first time I saw it, I asked, why would anybody in their right mind do this in a TV truck? And they go, it's not for TV trucks, it's for a studio.
Yeah.
Well, I could see it if you were, if you were at a live event and you had a band and you were listening to the guitar and you wanted to see how the guitar was in the PA, exclusive of everything else. I could see
With the
where some
doors
people-
open?
Well, no, not with the
For the
doors
sound
open,
check, maybe.
but for sound check.
But you throw the band off when you do that.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
they look. They freak
Fred,
out.
I think Fred, I think you were in the sun too long and it's setting now. So
That's a hazard in Phoenix.
Yeah, you're starting to get a little red, Fred.
Fred, are you in Phoenix right now?
I am. I'm actually home, yes.
So, Jan, is that your blue shirt or is that a smoking jacket?
No, this actually is a pair of pajamas that was given to me on Cathay Pacific.
Yeah,
Really?
They were still
they're
giving
great,
out
aren't they?
pajamas. Yeah.
You're looking so studly.
Pants are real good too. You get
Yeah.
those drawstring pants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not wearing them right now, but I'm
he's
not going
got
to
the-
got to prove it.
he's got the dicky on underneath.
Yeah, the black dickie. Oh my!
So I was in Vegas last week doing an event, which is why I wasn't here because I was driving home. But I got to meet up with Greg, who's
He's
picture we
here.
see.
Just
Somewhere.
walked in. Greg,
But-
before you turn your camera on, make sure you change your name to your name. I don't know if I could change it right now.
Change your name to your name.
I can.
But
Yeah.
we had dinner together, and it was awesome. It was fun.
That's great.
Cool.
He's a good man.
Yes, we had a good time. It was
Very
funny. I
good
was
man.
going to take him to my favorite divey English pub, the Crown and Anchor. And,
Oh, I love it.
Well, apparently they let you smoke, and he's allergic to smoke. So we ended up bailing out, and we went over to a place that Bruce and I have been to together, Osaka. And
Million
my
times.
favorite place in Vegas.
Million times. Did you have some Otokoyama?
Osaka?
I did not have any. I had a Kirin
Oh.
beer.
You've never been to Osaka, Jan? All the
Osaka's
years you
great.
lived there?
I don't know if I have. Where is it?
It's up. Go up to Sahara and look for the Statue of Liberty, and it's right next door.
There's actually two of them. There's one in Henderson too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a sushi place.
yeah, we've been to both.
Oh, I like Yama Sushi. That's my favorite.
Yama's good.
Yama's good, yeah, but it's pretty good.
It's got
so
the
it's
vibe.
One
Yeah,
level
it does
better.
have the vibe. Yeah.
And
In fact, it's got a whole room where you sit on the floor. You know, it's weird looking because all the tables are like 18 inches high.
Which
yeah, there was a
it must
party
be
in there. I saw
must be for midgets. That's right. It's a restaurant for midgets.
Well,
Little people.
what they did when I looked at
Little
it, because
people.
I thought to myself, this is America. We don't generally sit on the floor. If I have to sit on the floor, they'd have to hire a crane to get me to stand back up again. But if you look under the tables, they have like a well cut out. So if you sit on the floor with your legs under the table, your feet can go down in this well. So it's actually not as
That's the saving grace, yes.
Yeah, it's not as brutal as it looks. But the funny part was when I went to Korea, because my wife's Korean and we used to go every year, and I had dinner with her family one night, which is, she's the youngest of 7, so that was pretty scary, I'll tell you. We went to a Korean restaurant and we all sat on the floor, and the Lazy Susan was like, 8 feet wide. And as they were bringing the food, everything moved. They were eating like, octopus and squid, and the shit was like moving around on the plate. And I kind of had this look on my face, and they all started to laugh. And I looked at the waiter and I said, "Don't you have a goddamn cheeseburger?" And they just lost it. Either that or spaghetti and meatballs, but I ain't eating anything that walks across the table and looks at me.
Oh, wow.
So a couple other favorite places in Vegas, I did get to Rolling Smoke Barbecue, which
Oh,
is
that
my
place is
go-to.
good too. Yeah.
And we also walked around the corner from where we were staying and went to Ellis Island, which is
Oh,
like-
that place is
great.
fun.
although
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
all
Ellis
it's all
Island's fun.
upgraded and fancy now, but
Oh,
it's
did they
still pretty-
change
it's-
it?
Oh, they've been refurbishing that place for quite a while, but
I haven't been there in at least
it's still
10
pretty
years.
good. half
They
rack
make
for
their own
20
root
bucks.
beer there at Ellis Island. They make
Well, they made their own
root beer.
beer too. They have really good beer.
I had heard that, but I didn't.
You ever go to
Breakfast
Capo's?
at Ellis is great. I tell you, that was my that was my go-to for morning breakfast. Go over to, Ellis Island and then walk back and do what I had to do,
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you ever go to Capos, Wayne?
I haven't been to Capos. Where's that?
It's if you're on, what is the one that runs in front of the airport, Paradise, and
Yeah.
goes straight west. It's off the strip. It's a
It's in a
mob
mall.
themed bar.
It's a what?
A mob themed bar, and the entrance is around the back. So you go around the back, you knock on the door, they open up the little thing, and they ask you what the password is, and you just give them, or actually they ask you how many people you got, and then you go in this room. And then there's another one, and you stand there for a while, and then they open up the door and they ask you a password. And
I think I have been there, actually.
And then the whole wall opens, and you walk into the restaurant. It was pretty cool. This was many years ago when I first went to NAB back in the early '80s.
No, I have been there. I didn't go this time, but I have been there before. I just looked it up, and yes, I've been there. It's really good.
Wayne,
Or Batista, Batista's is good.
Batista's is great. Yeah.
Wayne Sims is going to spend a week Google Earthing all these places and going on his virtual walkabouts.
Robert
He's gonna gain
Scoville.
10
All right,
pounds.
so I got one for you. If you like sushi, right? On the corner, the address is 5566 Boulder Highway. It's on the corner of Tropicana, right, and Boulder Highway. And it's an old gas station that they changed into a sushi restaurant. And it took me forever to find it because I didn't know it was an old gas station. And from the backside, you can't tell. But full of local people, and it's an all-you-can-eat place, and it's so damn good. And it's just
They're all you can eat more or less these days.
No. Osaka, you order off the menu.
Yeah. And all the all-you-can-eat places in LA have gone away because food is so damn expensive here now.
Right. So can we
the
talk
best
about
steak?
NAMM, guys? Jan, you're here for NAMM. Kurt,
I'm here for NAMM.
I assume you're going.
You're in the wrong city.
Win?
If you're,
By the way, Kurt, did you win?
somebody's.
I won't know. I won Northwest. I won't know until the night of the dinner.
Okay. So
Well, let me say one thing about something. Okay, so right now tonight is opening night of Rock Nashville, and it's very possible that Ken Porter. Well, it's not very possible. He is there right now at
Right.
Rock Nashville, and he said if he gets a moment, he's going to turn on his phone and he's going to give us a quick tour. So I'm hoping he comes in, but we're getting to the point where maybe not. Also, I want everybody to wish Ken Newman a happy birthday because today's his birthday, and because of its birthday, he also said he might pop in, but I don't know if he's going to or not. But so happy birthday, Kenny!
Happy birthday.
Happy
Many
birthday,
more.
Birthday, Ken.
Let's see. I'll tell you what. Let me
I'm
also
switch to a
Dave
gallery
February,
view.
by the way. He's Ken. That's the restart of their new tour. They're going to have rehearsals in February at whatever they call the arena here. It used to be Emily. It's now called something, but it's a great sounding room. So I hope to pop down and say hi. And so, yeah. David, are you going to NAMM?
Well, I thought I had a pass today, but it looks like it's supposed to be free. But now they want to charge me $75. So I'm waiting to find out if it's going to be free or if it's going to cost me $75. But one way or the other, I'm going to be there.
How do you know it's going to cost you $75?
It was supposed to have been free. I expected it to be free. I signed in, and when I went through the whole registration at the very end, it said, put in a code or pay $75. And I went, wait a minute, that's not what I was told. So
Did
I'm
you
waiting
do it
to find
after
out.
the 8th? The deadline for, like I have 10 passes, and the deadline to give them out free was the 8th.
Well, this was through Al Senescal, A1 Audio, and he's been in communication with them. And it's supposed to be free. I got his 4 days ago when I was in Vegas, and his was free. So, and that was after the 8th. So I'm not sure what's going on.
I had that happen to somebody that I gave one to before the 8th, and he had the same thing. He had to pay $75. And I don't know, the website was acting really funny, the NAMM website, like spinning beach ball of death kind of stuff.
Well, Al's
So
talking
maybe
to
it
whoever.
got screwed up.
Al's got a connection. You know, the person who's in charge of getting him is because he's a legacy guy there.
Sure.
So he gets 10 passes a year, and he says it's impossible to get a hold of him, but once he does, they can do stuff. And they did. They got me a pass, but now they didn't get me a free pass, so he has got to go back and see.
Right.
Well, there's a rumor. I'm reporting a rumor. Do your own research, but there's a rumor that Devin may be at the Waves booth. So I'm definitely not going to NAMM. It's way too expensive for me to do it. Not as expensive as Jan, but it would be up there. But yeah, one of y'all could stop by the Waves booth and see if Devin's there. And
I'm definitely planning on spending some time with him there.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll need a report. I can't get out there because
I'll find him there too.
Yeah,
I
and
guarantee
also,
you I will be
Robert's
giving
gonna
a
be
report.
there. Robert's
Who?
going to be there with EAW, and I think he's on a couple panels as well. Because
so.
he's Robert. So we'll find out tomorrow, I guess.
Well, I'm going to be there Thursday and Friday.
You can't really count on that though tomorrow because you never know. One of the
Yeah,
things about
yeah,
the
that's
back
right.
lounge is that he takes it for granted that we're all waiting to go and that it's up to him on that particular day whether he's going to open the room or not.
And you can't say anything wrong about it because, hey,
I
he
didn't say
created
anything
this
wrong.
big, beautiful thing.
I'm just reporting that sometimes, especially when I was in Thailand, I'd
Oh,
have to
yeah.
wake up early in the morning. So I
I
would wake
know.
up early in the morning, really excited about, oh man, I'm going to see with all my friends. And what?
Yep.
What? There's no room?
Yeah, but he's usually pretty good about getting the email out at least 4 hours before.
Yeah.
The
Well,
meeting,
4
so-
hours before in Thailand, I'm sound asleep. I'm not going to wake up 4 hours early to see if the email's there.
So what do
I'm
you
gonna
do, Jan? You
I
text
call Greg.
me. Yeah.
I suggested that he start tying strings around his fingers to remind himself.
Yeah, I called Greg. I say, hey, Greg, have you heard from Robert?
No. And I text Robert, and if it's a ghost, I say, go back to sleep, Jan.
So I want to ask you a question, Greg, because you've mentioned before in passing that you have been using Cloaked.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Absolutely.
Are you a paying member of it?
Yes. And it is extraordinary.
What is that?
It's an app that you put on your phone. What it does first, you put in your information. It goes out to all the data brokers out there.
That's what I wanted to confirm because
Yep.
when I went on to Cloak site, it didn't look like it was blocks your spam calls. It looked to me like it was just
Hold on.
a way to get unlisted from all of these data brokers.
Yep, that's exactly what it does first. Let me bring this up.
Yeah, show us your social security number and give us that last four digits of.
No. This is what it's done. My name, my address, all my email stuff. I've had it since April of last year, and they removed 2,890 instances since April, and I don't get no calls.
Satisfaction.
during Medicare.
I don't get no satisfaction. Okay.
Yeah.
And what does it cost?
During Medicare enrollment season, I'm 71. Actually, yeah, more than that. But
You used to be
that's what
71,
I'm
right?
sticking to, and screw you if you try and find out. I feel 71.
So do I.
My phone during that time, during Medicare enrollment system, is just blasted, and everything that I've used, all these other stuff, tried all the Apple stuff. I had an Android phone for a while, and it didn't do shit, and so I'm back to Apple, and I tell you, I got let me see, I get probably one call a week, and it's intercepted because they also have, Cloak has, they work in conjunction with Apple's new iOS to where they can interrupt the call and say, who are you and what is your business? And then it goes ahead and looks up to see if that is a phantom number. And then it sends it to their voicemail and said, please leave a voicemail message. I'm telling you what, it's the, I don't
What's
get
it cost?
For a year, I think for a year it was $89. It was the
Do they
best.
have a referral program where you get some credit if I sign up?
I think they do, yeah, but I'm
All
not
right, look
into
around
it
and
for
see if
that,
you get
but
it, and then-
yeah, they do. Hold on.
Well, at your age, I'd like to help you out a little bit if I can.
Oh, yeah,
You know?
they do have a referral program. You're so
While
benevolent.
you're doing that, I want to say a few
wait,
things.
before you say that, but let me, I know you're going to say that. They also
you
have
don't know what I'm gonna say.
VPN.
VPN.
They
Well,
have
that's
a
what I
built-in
need. I need another
VPN as well.
VPN, like I need another,
And
another
well,
asshole.
yeah.
That's it,
And they also search the dark web.
The dark web. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I have a
okay.
flashlight.
So refer friends. Yes.
It's
Send
all
an
included
invite.
in that 89.
What?
It's all
Yes,
included.
that's all included with that 89.
Wow, well,
All
that's
right.
pretty good.
So let me let me tell you why I asked.
Here's the referral program. If I send you, send me your email address.
Yeah,
You
see
can
that?
get my email address from Jan. And I guess I get $25 and
You get $25.
and you get $25. And
You
I'll
get a
just
car.
put
Everybody
that
gets
to my
$25.
rental.
I want a
Any
car. You get a car.
$25.
We get a car. All right.
Any
Okay,
$25
Oprah.
that I get, I will put it to a 1-day rental of the Purdue 3030 from Kurt in Seattle.
Hey, anytime, man.
What a generous man you are, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your time.
Yeah.
So anyway, you're probably wondering, why did I ask? Well, it seems to me now, what I'm finding out is people that are calling my number, it is saying they're getting a message to get through, press 1. Now, I don't have that set up anywhere. And it just seems
You have an
and I'm hearing
iPhone?
that. Yes.
That's the new OS. Mine's started doing that too.
Yep. I have
It's the iPhone.
Yeah.
It's a new iOS, the latest, the 26, whatever it is. They started doing that. However, I gotta say for Cloak, they still intercept it.
Mhm.
And even if you press 1, Cloak comes in and goes, hi.
Well, here's the interesting thing about Cloak, because I checked it out, and they say put in your number and we'll see if we have anything on you. They had every relationship I've ever been in. They knew the woman's name, where
Yep.
they lived. They had phone numbers that I hadn't used in 20 years. They had
Exactly.
every email address. They had everything, because
And you
there's
know
been
where they
so many
got that?
breaches.
You know where they got that, Jan?
From you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. David sold that data to that. No, I'm just kidding.
That's where that $25 went.
Yeah, that's where it is. He's selling out my information just to get me to spend $25 on
No,
Cloak.
that came from all these data brokers.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's how much information is out there. And I went for like 4 months before I put in my social security number. And then all of a sudden it went like, how many people had my social security, data brokers had my social security number in their files, and they went through the process to delete it.
Wow.
And other than this, I didn't even know I had it, that $25 referral thing.
Well, now you know. You'll send me an email or text me
I will send
it.
you an
Text.
email, Jan.
Actually, yeah. What you should do. This is what you should do. Get the invite number and put it in the chat right now.
Okay. Well, I don't
That's what
get
you
it
should do if you
until-
can. If not, you have my email address. You'll send it to me.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was listening to Mac Break Weekly with Leo Laporte, and he is the tech guy. He is the tech guy. Do you guys know who he is?
He used to be what was that show years
tech
ago?
guy.
Oh,
That,
I know Leo
Techzilla.
Laporte from Silicon Valley. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
been there
yeah.
for
Anyway,
years.
and this guy is the most sophisticated. He knows so much about so much. And the other day, he got what did they call it? Spoofed. He got a text from T-Mobile saying, "Hey, your credit card, we're going to cut your cell phone off." And he said, "Oh, this looks real." Put in his credit card number. Say, "Sorry, that's the wrong credit card number." So he put in another one, and then he realized he was spoofed. So he had to call up the credit card companies and stop the credit card. But by the time he did that, they had already started charging shit on his card.
Wow.
So,
Unbelievable.
Dan, I don't have your email address. Would you put it, direct message it to me in the chat?
It's my full name at mac.com.
All right.
Or my company
maybe we
name
shouldn't have changed all our
at
names
Gmail.
on the thing until we took a photo.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but I am telling you right now, there's just so much out there. It's hard to do it all. I mean, hard, really, really hard to get yourself to a point where you're not being spammed. I have SaneBox. I have so many different things to protect me, but it still doesn't work. It's just you're inundated with outside information that you don't want to hear from these people.
I hear you, Jan. I mean, this is the first app that it's kind of like the de-feedback of phone, for me, because forever I was like going, block this person, block that person, block that person, and it didn't help. And so, but this, all of a sudden, the calls just started going down and down, and the mail coming in my mailbox, like going, "Hey, would you like? We can give you $45,000 of free money for your home. It's only 19% interest.
Well, I don't have to worry about that.
I get 10 calls a day trying to offer me business financing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's off the hook how many I'm getting.
It's gotten a little better with the new iOS thing because they try to leave a voicemail, but they always act like we've had a conversation before. Like they're all like, hey, I'm just checking back with you, and I've got your file here. And I'm like, you don't have anything. You just have my name and a phone number. And I have a business.
Yeah. I haven't heard back from you on our emails from last week.
Yeah,
that's right. And you never will either. You never will hear back.
I used to drag it out.
your email,
And I would just goof on the guys and try to keep them on the.
If I hear a 2-second pause, the phone is over. The call's over. That's it.
Yeah.
And they spoof your local area code too,
And do you get text messages like I've been getting text messages like, "Hey, Jan, haven't heard from you in a while," or "Hey, are you coming over for dinner next week?"
But this helps with that as well, because it blocks it. Those two. I applaud what Apple was doing. And also this on top of it, deletes it at the source. That's why I'm saying it's a good AI.
Well, there you go. I mean, there's some really good stuff out there,
So,
which I like.
Jan, I sent you the email. Check your mac.com.
Okay, I'll do it right now while we're on the line.
And then you can put it in the chat for our people and those people that you're out there. Check it out. I'm not going to give my email address out live. So,
hey, what do you know? It went right to spam. I love it.
Yep.
So that would be a whole new spam cycle that you'd have to
Yeah,
there it is.
There we go.
I swear to God, it went right to spam. It went into spam. Referrals.
I could just tell you at next week's meeting, Greg, the first thing that I would say would be the disclaimer is, no, I did not email you 10,000 times.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Wink,
All
wink.
right, here it is. I'm putting it into the
We-
chat. If I could find the chat.
Yeah, yeah.
Zoom
People,
changed it a little bit around, so I'll put it in. I'll
yeah,
put it
and
into
the
the
chat
chat.
isn't publicly accessible, right, Jan?
Not that I know of. I can't even. It's not
Well,
even
I'll let you
accessible to
know
me
if
here. Oh,
if
there it
you were
is.
correct.
It's not even
There it is,
accessible.
cloaked. There you go. I put it in the chat for everybody. Hey, listen, we've been on for a long time. What else did I want to speak to? Okay, so a couple of things. One thing is, did you see the invitation with that toilet? There was a reason why I did that. Okay.
Yeah,
What?
Jan, I don't think you should do your invitations when you're jet lagged, sir.
No. I did this intentionally. If you
Oh,
look at that picture, you will see that there is a toilet, and you could see right through the window. The window shade was see-through. And
oh,
we were on the ground floor. We were on the ground floor right next to a walkway. And I didn't think anything of it, and then Bo comes in and she says to me, I can't go in that bathroom. People are looking in the room. And not only that, at the other end, which you couldn't see, we had a glass shower. So we were taking showers. People were able to come up to the room and look at us through the window. And so I said, I can't stay here, And it was late at night. I didn't realize that you could see through the window and everything else like that. I said, Bo, no, they can't see
Are you
through.
sure it wasn't a one-way window? Because there was a bar here in Phoenix for a while.
I am
You could
positive
go
it
in the
wasn't a
men's
one-way.
restroom. There was a men's restroom. You could look out into the bar, but they couldn't
Well,
look
I
into
don't
the
think the
restroom.
guy that came to me like this while I was on the toilet was just
yeah.
there because it was an accident.
Well, that's the difference between a guy in the business and a woman.
It sounds like it's that electronic windows that when you lock the door becomes opaque and
No,
something
you
went
got
wrong.
it. It wasn't like there was a cheap window shade that they couldn't even afford to get one that you couldn't see through. You got to look at that picture. That's the window shade that
Oh
was
boy.
covering the view to the bathroom.
You
And
got to
so,
step it up with the hotels, Dan. I'm telling you, you're married now, and
so
now you got a discount code for Cloaked, so you saved a little bit of
I'm
money.
saying,
So
hey, I ended. You know what we had to do because of that? I couldn't find another room, so I had to move into the Marriott, and that was like another $206. So
yeah,
above what I paid for this hotel room. So it was insane what was
yeah,
going
but you
on
get
over
the
there.
points. Okay, just
Yeah,
console yourself. You get the points.
and being an elite member, I got an extra 250 points.
Yeah, and a free breakfast.
I got to tell you something, I've got the Chase Sapphire credit card. And, it's not for everybody for sure, because it's $795 a year. But, it's got one of them platinum, like one of those metal cards you can't
Yeah,
destroy. I love it.
tank.
And they give you $300 back on travel. So the first trip I made, I got my $300 back. That brings us down to $495. Then they gave me a free year of Apple TV. Well, that's another little more $100. So now I'm down to 300, a little under 300. Then they paid for my Goes membership for coming into the US. That's another 100. So basically, I've gotten all my money back from this thing. It was a great deal. What they
Yep.
gave me, and they also gave me Apple Music for a year and a half.
But you have a spend requirement, don't you?
No spend requirement.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you're a multimillionaire, Jan. So yeah.
And the other thing that I got, I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to either. I'm not. What did they say?
Confirm or
Or I'm not
deny
going
it.
to.
A
What did they?
non-denial denial.
Yeah. What did they say? I'm not either. I'm not going to deny it or not deny it.
I will neither confirm nor deny your statement.
That's right. But believe me when I tell you, I don't light up my cigarettes with $100 bills,
Yeah.
only because I stopped smoking.
But
You crack me up, Jan.
So it looks like
All
Greg's
right.
finally joined us, so he can tell us about the Dave Rett thing before we go off the air.
All right. He's got to do it quick because, well, what the hell? We could stay out here a little bit longer. Gregory, are you there?
He's frozen.
Well, he was there. Oh, there he's back, but he's muted.
All right. Well, For those people who are watching right now, just remember everything you heard today was an opinion. Do your own research. Remember, you make it happen. This was our 294th consecutive get together. Next week will be a couple of days before NAMM. Actually, NAMM will already be in progress when we meet. I'll be meeting you from Palm Springs, California, where I will be next week for the show.
Oh, you're not going to be in David Dansky's bus?
With a little luck, I'll be in David Dancy bus the day later. But when I'm going to be in, I'm showing Bo Palm Springs.
You
My
know what it
cousin's
takes to
moved
gain entry to the bus, do you not, Jan?
I don't get blowjobs anymore.
Anymore.
Grass, gas, or ass.
I got to be on the bus for a little bit. I was carrying some guitars around.
Hey,
Yeah.
I
was on the
loaded.
bus,
I
too.
loaded when I saw David at the bus. You can confirm. I helped load out. And
That's right. And
Yeah,
so did
that's right.
Greg. Greg did also.
And I did too.
Hey, Joshua, what's happening, buddy?
Trying
Well-
to stay warm up here in the frozen north.
Is it snowing where you are yet?
No, but it's like 2 degrees above zero
Yes.
Where
Well,
are you again?
in Wisconsin.
well, Groundhog Day is coming right up, so remember, keep your booties on.
We're still mourning. We're still upset that our kicker can't kick a damn field goal in against the Bears.
That's true.
Wow.
That's
I said
true.
my
That
10
was-
I said my 10-year-old
was
niece can
horrible.
kick a field goal.
That was a horrible. I've been saying this for a long time. Field goals, you shouldn't be able to win a game with a field goal, because right now some of the kickers, I was watching this guy, I don't know what team he's on. He's kicking 75 yards.
Yeah,
75 yards. That's insane.
yeah. They got all of Wayne Sims, athletes there. Those Australian rugby players in there. They're all ringers in the NFL. That's what they are.
Do you follow
Wayne?
Mark Rober, Jan?
Say again?
Do you follow Mark Rober?
No, who is Mark Rober?
He was one of the guys who worked on Voyager and all that kind of stuff. He was a NASA guy. Anyway, he's got his own channel, and they built a robot to kick field goals. So if you look him up on YouTube and look at his field kicker robot that he did.
Oh, speaking of Star Trek, if any of you are Star Trek fans, Star Trek Starfleet Academy starts tomorrow on Paramount. If you're interested in that type of stuff, I particularly am.
I found it interesting that Paul Giamatti is in it.
Yeah, and Holly Hunter is the captain.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
can you believe
Wow.
it?
I guess
be
I'll have to watch
watch-worthy.
one and check it out.
Yeah, it'd be worth watching. I mean, hey, anybody watch the Golden Globes? Anybody have anything
Yeah,
to say
I
about
did.
that?
I
What do you
did.
think?
It was, it was good. I wasn't in for the race of one to the other. I was watching it to hear if it fed back, because Drew Aldridge was using feedback, and it didn't feed back. So
I like Nikki Glaser a lot. I think she's
She
cool.
did really well.
yeah.
You know, I like that dress that she was wearing.
She had
But
4.
the red thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's called the dress, right?
Yeah, but the
Well-
silver one she had on at the end was pretty cool also.
Yeah, that was the good one. The one that she opened with looked like, okay, I got a tent here on my hips.
It looked like a
I
cape.
didn't watch. I only watched it on YouTube. That's where I get most of my TV these days. You know, that's
Well,
about the
now
size
that
of
you're
it.
in the U.S., you can turn off your VPN.
Yeah, you know how many calls I got today regarding what that Thailand got put on the visa restriction list?
Yeah.
Holy hell, man!
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Fortunately,
And the
Bo is in the
Kingdom of
country.
Bhutan.
That's
know.
how could that happen?
Uh,
Bhutan. I mean, what did they have, a population of about 25?
Yeah, no. I won't quote the exact figures, but it's more than 25. But yeah, I mean, where happiness is a place.
Yeah, I
the
mean, Bhutan
Kingdom
looks
of
so
Bhutan,
beautiful.
who doesn't mess with anybody, and for some reason, the United States thinks they're equivalent to Afghanistan.
Well, it'll all
I
work
the
out, I'm
show
sure.
isn't political, so I
Right.
will leave it at that.
That's right. It's not political, but it's a news story because I got a
Yeah.
million calls today worrying
Yeah.
about, my wife.
Yeah.
But, and I have to tell you, when going through immigration this time, it was a difficult story. Normally, they just say, here's your passports, go right through. This guy was like the Spanish Inquisition on us.
Oh yeah.
I mean, first, he's looking at the passport and he can see that it's from Thailand. And he says to her, he says, you eat a lot of fish in the Philippines, don't you?
Yeah.
Really? That's weird.
Yeah, that's
That's what I thought. And so she said, I'm from Thailand. She says, so what are you going to have for dinner tonight? Are you going to have fish? And I said, no, we're going for Mexican. And he says, you got any fish in your suitcase? He was like obsessing on
Really?
fish. I swear
How
to God.
weird.
yeah.
I said, no, we don't have any fish in our suitcase. He says, he says, what hotel are you staying at? And I'm right there with her, so she, and he could see the passport. I said, we're going to my house. We're not staying at a hotel. And then he started asking me, how much money you bringing in? I said, what do you mean? How much money am I bringing in? He said, how much money you got on you? I said, I don't know, $200-300. He says, you sure you don't have more than that? I says, yeah, I'm positive. He says, a lot of people try to. I said, why would I bring money into the United States? I got to bring it out of the United States. I can't,
Yeah,
And
right
finally,
now they're
just let us-
busting people taking money out, not in.
Yeah.
Yeah, So anyway, it was an experience for sure. That
Wow.
but we got. Oh, also the other thing, which I will tell you, if you've never rented from Toro, I am so impressed with Toro right now. Unbelievable.
Turo.
It was
Turo, not
yeah.
Toro.
That's
You're
right.
not renting a lawnmower.
Yeah,
No.
Toro is a lawnmower.
Great. I
Turo.
mean, my experience was amazing with this
What's
so
Turo?
far.
It's the Airbnb of of automobile rentals.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
oh.
what it is the guy that I'm renting from, he's got like a fleet of cars. And so he's become his own rental company.
Yep.
And the car is beautiful. I don't even know how he's kept it up so well, renting it out to so many people. But the car looks brand new. And then
Yes.
just before
How was the
I
price?
got it, the price was about $1,500 cheaper than Sixt.
That's amazing because, like, not that I'm traveling that much, but I'll look into Airbnbs, and with all the fees now, it's cheaper to just go to a hotel. Like,
Yeah.
I just won't do it unless it's a
Well,
destination.
if Jan's in for an extended stay, if he
Yeah.
didn't have his house, he would be in an Airbnb, I would think. Yeah.
That's right. Or a
Yeah.
friend's house,
Yeah.
or a friend's house.
So
Anyway,
it depends on, but for Turo, may not be the best. I don't know. It may or may not be the best thing for like a weekend rental, or a day.
I can't tell you, but no, I would think it would be because it comes with insurance. It comes with a
Right.
traveler's insurance policy, which is basically where you save the money.
So where do you pick the
it's-
car up at somebody's house?
No, you pick it up. You have multiple choices, but I picked it up at in other words, if you're familiar with McCarran, you go to, or Harry Reid, you go to they have one place where all the rental cars are, but it's inside, and right next door, like it would look like a public parking lot, but it's right on adjacent to the property, is a little parking lot with 36 spots, and that's where they are.
Mm.
So
Interesting.
it's very convenient, very, very convenient.
There's somebody there.
Anyway, no, nobody's there. What happens is, I'll tell you how it works because I've never done it. So everything's done in the app. And you get into the app. So just before you get there, they want to see you, that you have to take a picture of your license front and back. And then you have to hold your license up to your face so they know that it's really you. Then once you do that, you get to the car, and the instructions are, I want you to go around the car taking pictures. Take at least 12 pictures. So you go around the car, take 12 pictures, you click submit, and then all of a sudden the car door opens.
That's interesting.
and you get a text saying where the key is, and the key is in the glove compartment. So there you go.
Interesting.
Wow, they
And the
can
guy
unlock
who
the
I
car.
rented from just serviced the car for our drive because he knew we was going for a month, so he wanted to make sure everything was perfect. So he had just had it completely serviced, and the tag from the dealer is up there on the actually was from Ween, Fred Ween, I think that's the car, Ted Ween. He had just had it serviced at Ted Ween, and the car was as clean as he had it detailed. It was unbelievable, really nice. I'm
Well,
very
good.
impressed. You know,
What is it? What kind of car?
I got yeah, it's a fraud. It's a Ford Bronco Badlands. It's like the top end of their line. It's really good, really good car, big. Anyway, I needed it for the
All right.
suitcases. Well, with that, we're going to say goodbye to everybody
Yeah.
online. Goodbye, everybody online. See you next week. Remember, you
From
make it
NAMM.
happen. Have a great weekend, and we will talk again real soon. If you need us, oh, by the way, make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We're at almost at 500.